Hello and welcome to an exclusive conversation on the most talked about IPO in recent times, Zomato. Joining us is Mr. Rashesh Shah, Research Analyst, ICICI Direct, to share his insights. Rashesh, thanks a ton for joining us today on the show. Rashesh, start by briefing us about the company's business, its IPO, and the purpose of the session.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me to this webinar. First, Zomato is one of the leading food service platform in India, and it is one of the largest play in this space, having a overall market share of roughly about 45%. So it's one of the leading player in this industry. Earlier, it was initially launched as a foodie-based services in the year 2010, and currently it is having presence in 525 cities with almost 390,000 active restaurants listings in India. And apart from this, they also have a presence in over 23 countries outside India. And over the past 12 years, if you look at its journey, then it has transformed itself from a food discovery player to a food service platform. So currently they are present in the four different segments. The first one is food delivery segment. Second is dining out segment. Third is Hyperpure, and the fourth one is Zomato Pro. So out of these four major segments, the first one is the largest contributor to the revenue, and it contributes roughly about 90% of the total revenue. Uh, and the second segment is dining out segment, which is nothing but a B2C segment, and that provides tools for restaurant owners to acquire the customers. Through this app, you can book a table in the restaurants. So by that process, the restaurants also get to acquire customers, which they are earlier don't used to had it. The third segment is the Hyperpure, which is nothing but a B2B segment, under which the company provides all restaurant ingredients and food supplies to the restaurant partners directly, and they source it from the farmers. And the fourth one is the Zomato Pro. In this, you have to become, it's a paid membership program, and you have to become a member to get the various offers from the various restaurant chains. So these are the four different segments in which the company majorly operates.
Right. Rashesh, how is Zomato different from others? In your opinion, what is the key USP of Zomato?
So Zomato is one of the most unique platform globally. If you compare this app with other global apps, then company combines three offerings, three combines the offerings of three platforms into one single platform. I'm talking about Yelp, OpenTable, and the DoorDash. If you look at if you explore the Yelp app, then it generally lets user to post reviews and rate the businesses. Second app is DoorDash, which is nothing but a food delivery platform, largest food delivery platform in the US. And the third app is OpenTable, which lets you book a restaurant table through this app. So combining features of all these three apps, they have made this one single app. So for the benefit of the consumers. And apart from these things, they also provide end-to-end food services. And apart from this, they also put more focus on their content. So through which the large number of customers get attracted to that platform. And this creates a vicious cycle. If you have the largest number of customers, obviously you will have a largest number of restaurant listings. So by this way, it mutually helps each other to grow their business. So that is the thing which makes it a unique play in this food delivery space. And right now, we only have two large players in this industry, which is catering to the largest industry and which is expected to grow exponentially in the market.
Ashish, how has been the historical performance of Zomato operationally?
So historically, if you see, then see there are two, three parameters through which you can analyze this business of food delivery segment. The first one is monthly active users. If you look at the company's monthly active users, then it has grown at a CAGR of 73% over the past 2 years to reach to 4.2 crore users in FY20. And apart from this, if you look at its monthly active users, then it has grown exponentially from 9 lakh in FY18 to over a crore in FY20. And all this has led to overall exponential increase in the gross food ordering value. So in FY18, they had a book gross order value of 1,300 odd crores, and it has increased to 11,000 crores in the year FY20. So this is the journey has remained quite robust if you look at its part performance.
Right. Ashish, like you mentioned, operationally, of course, the balance sheet looks very healthy and they've been growing quite aggressively, but the company is still making huge losses, right? What is
Right.
your there?
See, this company is present in the high growing market, and they have to spend a lot on marketing and ad spend to get the customers, to accelerate the customer adoption of food delivery segments and promote their brand. So in the past, historically, if you see, then ad spend has remained quite higher, which used to be around 88% of their total top line, and which has, with the improving scale of the business, it has come down to 45%. So because of this, their larger spends, their overall losses have remained higher. But if you look at it unit economics, then earlier they used to report a loss of 30 rupees per order in FY19. So from the loss, they have improved it to profit. So in this FY21, they have reported a profit of 20.5 rupees per order for this food delivery segment. So there, although there have been the losses, but there is a quite sharp improvement in the overall operational parametrics because of the scale which they are, right now witnessing.
So, Rashish, of course, things have been looking up profitably wise as well, like you indicated. But in your opinion, what lies ahead in terms of opportunity for Zomato? It is indeed one of its kind, like you said.
So if you look at the India's total food consumption market, then it is roughly about 46 lakh odd crores, and of which is mainly being driven by the home cooked food. Now, if you look at the restaurant food or food services segment, then that contributes only 9 to 10% of overall food consumption market in India. And if you compare this segment with US and UK, US and China, then food service industry roughly contributes about 47% and 45% of their food consumption market. So just look at the sizes. We are at 9% of food consumption market, and US and China is at 47 and 45%. So this is what the opportunity lies in India. And even if you look at the RADSIS report, industry report, then overall India's food consumption market, which is driven by the restaurant, is expected to grow at a 9% CAGR, like 70,000 crore by FY25. So this segment offers a very good scale for the business like Zomato. And this is also being aided by the fact that from 2016 onwards, we have seen exponential rise in the internet users as well. Earlier, we used to had only 33 crore internet users in the year 2015. Now it has increased to 66 crore. So all the cheap data led benefit has led to the growth of this kind of business from 2016 onwards. And that is like the growth, and it is expected that over 90 lakh and 90 crore population will have an internet access by the year 2025. So that may lead to almost exponential growth for the business going forward.
Rashish, you've obviously listed out all the opportunities for Zomato going ahead. What do you believe are some of the key risks for the company going ahead in meeting targets or exploiting those opportunities?
I beg your pardon?
I said, what are the key risks for the company going ahead?
Risk. Yeah. See, as the market opportunity is big, obviously you are going to see many players and new entrants into the segment. Right now, it is being dominated by only two players, Zomato and Swiggy. So in the future, we might see a competition from the big pocket players like Amazon. And also, there is some development, app development is being done by Indian Restaurants Association of India as well. And we might also see some competition from the DotPay, which offers no convenience fee, no commission fee, which is based on that model, by which the restaurants are not being charged any commission. So we need to see how this competition plays up in the future. But right now, the growth pie is very huge. So any new player is also welcome in the industry because they also have a room to grow. There is a room to grow for new entrants as well in this market at this point in time.
Rashish, very lastly, what is your comment on that whopping 64,000 crore valuation of Zomato. And what's your rating on the IPO as well?
So we have a subscribe rating on this IPO. Obviously, you should not look from the current historical performance. And if you look at this company, then it's a new age digital platform. The kind of growth opportunity this segment has, you won't get it somewhere else. And the way we are seeing an acceptance of this new digital platform and the way we are seeing a transformational changes in the demographic profile, now we are going to have a lots of millennials who are going to remain busy with their work and obviously won't have an access to the food, home cooked foods. So all these things will drive the overall revenue growth for the company in future. So if you look at from this perspective, then obviously it's a subscribe from our end.
Yeah, that's a subscribe coming in on the Zomato IPO by research analyst ICICI Direct and Rashesh Shah. Thank you so much for joining us today on this.
Thank you.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all related documents carefully before investing.